So, Erick Vargas joins us to explore how we can find rest and connection with God in a digitally driven world. So, thanks for being here, Erick.
Thanks for having me. Super excited to be here.
This is great. So hey, I love how you're passionate about Sabbath space.
Is
So,
Sabbath Space is the app that I created to help people implement Sabbath in their world. The reason why I designed this app is because a couple of years ago, I had my first son, and he was maybe just a few weeks old, and I got a notification on my phone that I spent 6.5 hours on my phone. And your face is shocked, my face was shocked. And I was shocked on how much time I was actually on my phone.
hmm
And I did not like that because I wanted to spend time with him and the early stages of his life that I'll never get back again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was super important for me. And I just graduated seminary at the time. So I did a deep dive study on what does it mean to truly Sabbath and what is God calling us with the Sabbath.
Mhm.
It was confusing to me when I was studying Sabbath because when God first instituted the Sabbath, he was instituting it to the Israelites, and they come from a slave culture of working 24/7, and God said, no, you're going to take one day and you're going to worship me on that one day, and you're going to rest, right? And when I saw that, I was like, wait a second, I live in South Florida, and in America, we have 2 days off typically, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, how do I have double the amount of rest that God institutes, but I'm still
Yep.
overwhelmed. I'm still
Yeah.
overworked. I'm
Yeah.
still anxious. I'm still all this stuff, right? It's because I'm always on my phone, right?
hmm
And so I'm never truly disconnected from work. I'm never truly disconnected from the messages of the world, right? Because on social media, you're always being told how you're not good enough, how you're not this enough, how you're not that enough, right?
Yeah.
And all these incoming messages that even on Sunday, right? You go to church and you hear the word of God, but then you go home and you're on your phone and you hear worldly messages, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so that is why I started Sabbath Space, is just to get a break from it all. I know I'm not disciplined enough to implement these changes just out of sheer willpower, right?
hmm
So my app, Sabbath Space, is a little bit different than the other apps out there because it actually comes with a keychain. And
hmm
this keychain has a chip in it. And once you scan the app with the keychain, you have to rescan the keychain to unlock your phone.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So without this keychain, you cannot unlock your phone. You can't unlock the apps that you have chosen to block.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So you can block, for example, when I'm at work, I have a work mode that blocks all social media and keeps my email open,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
In the mornings, I have a mode called my devotional mode that only gives me access to my Bible app,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So you have these different modes that you can choose so that you can have access to some apps and not access to the distracting apps,
Okay.
right?
I get it. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So the first thing I'm thinking about, okay, what if you lose the chain?
Oh yeah, good question. So you do have um 5 emergency chances to lose the keychain and get it. We'll send you a new keychain, no problem. But when worst comes to worst, if you just delete the app, it will unlock everything, right?
Uh-huh.
But but the way I like to describe it, it's kind of like if you're on a diet, don't keep the cookies in the house,
Right, right. I
right?
see.
if you
Right,
have if you have the Oreos in the shelf, your temptation's going to be right there, and you're gonna take it when you just want something sweet, right?
right, right.
But if you have an apple in the house and you don't have the cookies in the house, you're probably not going to get up and go to the store and get the cookie. You're probably just going to say, all right, I'll just have this apple, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're going to choose the healthier, better option, right?
Hmm.
And that's what the keychain actually provides. So that's how it makes it a little bit different. To it
Right.
makes a physical barrier between you and your social media apps, right?
Okay.
So they're not so distracting and so easily accessible
Hmm.
so that we
Hmm.
just kind of accidentally slip into it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And there's so many people out there that like you say, like it is so distracting. And you can get you're right. Like you're looking at the phone an hour later,
Yeah.
you're like, what was I doing for an hour? And you can't get back that hour. Sorry.
So here's the crazy statistic. The average person spends 6 to 7 hours on a day on their phone, right?
Wow.
Per per week, 42 hours a week. That's a
What? That's
full-time,
like a full-time job.
it's a full-time job. Per year, that's 100 days out of your year.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. And thanks for sharing that statistic because
Yeah.
people really do need to hear this, especially the young generation. You
Oh,
know,
so the
they're-
the younger generation, the younger you get, the worse it is. The Gen Z average 8 to 10 hours a day in front of a screen.
is that right?
Yep.
So now we get the app and you got to pay for the app, right?
Yep, that's right.
So you pay for the app and this is actually a way of helping you almost like a diet plan. This is what I'm saying hearing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a diet plan, but it's helping you not to get on the phone and be distracted by it. And it
Right.
really kind of challenges you in that way. Is that correct?
Yeah, and so like the phone is a useful tool. We all know that, right? And so, but what it does, you'll be amazed how much mindless phone usage that everybody has that this eliminates, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hmm.
let's say you want to be on social media to catch up with your friends or something. That's totally fine, right? But what you don't want is this is my best example. Everybody might wake up in the morning and try to do their devotionals, right, on their
Hmm.
phone. But then the Instagram or Facebook notifications start to roll in. And
Right,
then it
right.
is so easy just to click on the notification and then be distracted for the rest of your 30 minutes or an hour that you should be
Hmm.
studying the word, right?
Hmm.
And so we have the best intentions, and this just helps implement those best intentions.
That's good. So okay, so now I'm in my phone. I press on the app. What is it open to?
Good question. So that let's say you click on Facebook and a Sabbath space is on. A pop-up says, "This is a distraction. Get off your phone."
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you click OK, and you're like, "Oh, yes, I forgot. I did not want to be on my
Oh
phone
my
in this
gosh.
way." Right?
That's genius. Sorry.
Yeah. 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 And so let's say, you want to get back on Facebook. All you have to do is scan the keychain and then you're good to go. Right.
Right, right.
And that's it. And so it just creates a little bit more friction. Right. And so
Yeah.
it's only $39 for the whole year. Right. It covers the
Uh,
cost of development in a keychain. Right.
Uh-huh.
But
And you
just
get a
think,
free keychain if you lose it, right? If you lose
right.
the keychain, you get another one free. Okay.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So I also have this right next to my bed.
Okay.
And and my wife has one on her nightstand as well, right?
Okay.
Because what happens is I'm hearing so many stories about parents being better parents,
Okay.
husband and wife being better spouses, just because so whenever I go to sleep, we
Yeah.
both scan our phones, right?
Right.
So we're not scrolling for an hour and a half before we go to bed.
Yeah.
That not only was I physically present, but I was mentally present with him,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And that's the critical part.
Yeah. Well, reclaiming your life with Sabbath Space, a digital Sabbath for modern believers. You can find out more about Eric and Sabbath Space app by going to the website sabbathspace.io. And Eric, what would you like to leave my audience with today?
Yeah, happy to provide a discount. This is not about making money. This is about helping people on their spiritual journey. So if you reach out to us, I'll do free shipping, whatever you guys need. I just want to get this. This has blessed my family, so I want to bless other people's families.
Great. And is there a way for them to contact you there?
Yeah, there's a contact us form. Happy to share discount codes to help out.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And we're praying that that the app takes off and that people will start to understand that they need to have some Sabbath space too. Thanks
I
for
agree.
coming.
Thanks for